So this thing catches my eye, and I see a really large animal walking through the brush. So it comes out, and it's on all fours, and it's staring at me. And I was like, is that a freaking werewolf?
This is the Cryptid Creature Show. I am Brian, and with me as always is my co-host Todd. What's up, buddy?
Brian, my friend, we have another crazy encounter going on tonight. Can you guess what it is?
The Loch Ness Monster.
No, you wish. You wish it was a Loch Ness Monster.
I do wish.
No, it's the Dogman. Again.
Dogman! Woo!
Man, these things.
That's all right.
These things are popping up everywhere. We keep saying this, dude.
Man. I know. People are reaching out to us from everywhere about these things.
What is going on with these things?
Crazy.
We're bringing on Jason tonight. And Jason had a very creepy Dogman encounter. We were just hanging out in a campground. So, yeah, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just bring him on and talk about what's going on. Are you ready?
Yep, let's get him.
Hey, Jason.
Hey.
Hey, it's Todd and Brian from the Cryptid Creature Show. How you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm doing great.
I know we've been wanting to get you on here and go over your encounters and stuff like that. So we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us tonight.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
So you had a Dogman encounter. When and where did this happen at?
It happened in Clements, California. Tiny little town called Clements.
Clements? Okay.
Yeah. And it's a town right before the rolling hills in California. So towards the Sierra Nevada mountain range.
Okay. And approximately how long ago was this?
Geez, 2021.
Oh, so not too long ago.
Yeah.
Well, take us into what happened to you. Tell us what was going on.
Well, I was homeless at the time. Me and my service dog, who passed away about a month ago. But we were driving through. It was about maybe like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I don't remember where I was heading to. But I stopped off at a state park called the McCollum River, and to use the bathroom. So on my way to the river, my van dies. And then so I get out and I pop the hood, check on it, and I just started getting this really, really bad, terrible, dreadful feeling. And something said, get back in the car. So I did. And voila, the van turned over. So I got to the river, used the bathroom, got back in the van, and was about to leave, and the van wouldn't start. So, so just sat there about an hour, and I tried to start the van again, and it wouldn't start, like, for nothing. And so I'm sitting there trying to figure out what to do, and something catches my eye across, because at that moment I was in the first, because there are two parking lots there. This one is slightly lit. It has, I think it has one or two light posts, but it's the only parking lot on the river that is somewhat lit. So this thing catches my eye, and I watch a really large animal. At that time, I didn't catch the whole thing, but I just caught like half of its body. And large animal walking through the brush and in through the tree line, and I thought it was a bear at first. And I was like, wait. There are no bears here. There aren't even any mountain lions here, so what the heck is that? It was a little bigger than a black bear. And so it comes out, and it's on all fours, and it's standing there just staring at me. And I was like, is that a freaking werewolf? I didn't know what to think of it. And so it then starts it starts walking towards my van. And my dog got real freaked out and went to the back of the van. So I went back there with him. And this thing, it came up to the van and it circled around the van like 4 times, just trying to like see in. And then it goes back around and it stops, and it's now standing in front of the van, still on all fours, but then it stands up on its hind legs, and it paces the van one more time. And I was like, oh my God, it is a freaking werewolf. I didn't know anything about Dogman then, but and then it left. It didn't bother us. I think it was more shock that I was there than anything. And that's that encounter.
Wow, that gave me goosebumps telling me that, circling your van like that. What were you thinking?
Well, it's going through my head. Like, I never felt more fear than I did at that moment. Like, I was in shock too. So I just started praying, and 100% the prayer is what pushed it away. So, but I was pretty terrified, but I was in disbelief. I was in shock. I was like, is this really happening? Like, is this really happening right now? But yeah, that's it.
How do you spell the name of the town that you said? You said Clements or?
Yeah, it's CLEMANTS. I think it's ANTS. Or it might be CL.
There it is. I found it. Okay.
And if you find the McCullough River near there, which shouldn't be too hard because it's a very small town, there's only 500 people that live there.
Yep, I see the river right there. So you're at this. What'd you say you were at? This a rest stop? Kind of a primitive rest stop?
State park. No, it's a state park.
State park. Okay. So this thing just comes out of there. I wonder what it was doing. You think it'd been hanging around there watching people or something?
I have no idea. Now that I've been investigating, I have a slight idea. There are a lot of wild turkey there, and so it was probably I think it was hunting turkey, because there's a ton of wild turkeys on that property there.
So when this thing was standing up and circling your van, were you just sitting in the driver's seat watching this thing?
No, I was in the back seat with my dog.
Okay, I would have been too.
Yeah, like I was crouched down behind the middle seat.
So this thing takes off eventually. Your van starts up and you get the heck out of there, I take it?
No, I had to call. They had to tow me out of there.
So did you have to stay there that night, or did you get out of there that night?
Got out.
Okay.
Got out. I rode with the tow truck, and and then they brought me to a mechanic, and the mechanic fixed the problem. So.
So did you tell anybody after this happened?
Oh no. No, I didn't think anybody would believe me. Mm-hmm. I mean, who is going to? I mean, but now that I know what I know about Dogman and have listened to a ton of different people's encounters, I wish I would have said something.
Yeah, well, you are now, so that it's not a terrible thing, right?
Yeah.
So you got into investigating these creatures after that, then you said?
Actually, I've been before, because I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about Dogman, but I started investigating paranormal stuff back when I was 17, and So, but I just thought they were just werewolves. So I knew quite a bit about werewolves, but didn't know anything about dogmen until now. But I'm full-time researcher now, and back then I wasn't.
Where are you doing your research at? Are you still in California?
Yeah, in San Francisco. I'm a pretty busy guy. I try to keep myself busy.
Well, we know you're an author. Why don't you talk about your books that you wrote?
The 2 Dogman books that I wrote are basically, they are encounters that people have submitted to me, and I wrote them into a book. And there's some really frightening ones in those books. Some really, really terrifying encounters that I feel bad for the person that had to experience that.
What's the name of your books, Jason?
The first one is called Encountering Dogmen, Deaths, and Missing Persons.
Okay.
And the second one is Dogman Encounters.
And that's Jason Corona, right?
Yeah, like a beer.
And they can find you. They can find those on Amazon.
Yes, actually, all of my books are on Amazon.
Well, why don't you tell us about more of your Dogman experiences, or what you've come across, or did you have another encounter? I can't remember.
Yeah, these all happened in the same year. These all happened in 2021. It was a couple months after the first Dogman encounter in Plymouth. And so I'm walking through, me and my dog Scooter are walking through this really large, it used to be like a crop field. And we were walking through because I was taking a shortcut to the hospital because I was having some breathing problems. So we're cutting through, and I hear something running towards us, but I don't see anything, or running behind us. And this large, very, very large coyote-looking dogman runs right past us. And then it turns around and it runs past us again. I think we were in its territory, and it was trying to push us out. I've never had a violent encounter, like ever. But and my encounters aren't very long. I wish I had long encounters, but unfortunately, they were very, very brief.
Yeah, but that first one, I mean, that's pretty terrifying. I mean, you saw this thing; it circled your
really
vehicle several times.
I have PTSD now because of that encounter.
I believe you. Can you describe what it looked like?
Oh yeah, it looked like it looked like a mixture of like demonic and natural. It was just really it looked like a werewolf, like your classic Hollywood style, the howling werewolf from like the Howling movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Howling movies.
Not identical, but really, it looked a lot like that one.
The Howling movies terrified me as a child.
Oh yeah.
And the werewolf is the most scariest creature at that time that I could ever imagine. And now that we're finding out they're real, I don't know what to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, they are real. And they are also mentioned in the Bible.
Okay.
You know, in the Bible, and how I learned this is just by reading God's word. But there's a difference, because when the Bible would reference to it as the wolf, not a wolf or wolf. It's only mentioned twice, but it is the wolf. So, and the way they described it, basically, it's not described. It's what it looks like. It just described its actions, and it's very cruel and cunning. And well, wolves aren't cruel. They aren't cruel at all. They're actually pretty passive animals. But this one, the wolf, I think the Bible is referencing a werewolf.
So you think they've been around for a long, long time?
Oh yeah, since the fall of man.
I guess until we got into this, we hadn't really heard too much about this creature. I mean, we heard of the Dogman in Michigan and the Bray Road in Wisconsin, but we never really took it to heart. But now that we're talking to guys like you and other people who've seen these creatures up close and personal even, and a lot of them, they get choked up, kind of like you said, your reaction to it just gave you PTSD. So I just can't imagine seeing one of these things and what your mind's even thinking. Is this real?
Yeah. What I kept saying to myself, this is kind of funny, is like, this is not a dream. This is not a dream. So you don't get to wake up from this and say, oh, it's just a bad dream. So,
yeah. I'd like to see one, but I want to be in my car and I want it to be far enough away that I don't, I don't know. You guys, you think these things are dangerous to humans?
Oh yeah, 100%. But I think they are more dangerous to, well, just from what I've learned from researching them and being out in the field and reading news articles about bizarre, unknown animal maulings. I think this is just my theory, and theories sometimes are wrong, but my theory is I think they go after people that don't have any faith.
Gotcha.
And that's who I think they target.
So you think they're more paranormal, supernatural beings?
I think there are two different types. There's the supernatural, which is the demonic version, and then there's the natural version, like what is described in the Bible. And both are pretty terrible.
So can you call probably like the most terrifying Dogman encounter you've heard before from some of the guys you've talked to?
Yeah, I received an email a few days ago, and from a gentleman in, I think, New Jersey, and he had an encounter back when he was a kid. He said it was 1987, the day after Christmas, and his best friend stayed over at his house, and so they're in bed asleep, and they're woken up to gunshots fired because his father had a 12-gauge shotgun. So him and his friend were woken up to screaming and yelling and shotgun blasts. So they both come running out of the bedroom, and he sees that his mom is on the floor, torn up pretty badly. And he sees what he thought at the time. He saw a dead werewolf on the ground with obvious gunshot wounds. So apparently this thing broke into their house and went after his mother. Yeah.
Scary. They're going to come right in your house now.
Well, it's pretty... I've heard a few different encounters. It's actually pretty common for them to... This is the truth. It's very common for them to break into houses. They do it all the time. They break in the car. They will rip you out of your car if they really want to. They did that to, I forgot the woman's name. All of the, what was her name? But all of the Dogman fanatics on YouTube covered the story. But this woman, basically a pack of dogmen, they think, chased her down and forced her off the road and yanked her out of her car and killed her. She was found torn to pieces.
It's kind of like the story of the LBL. I'm sure you've heard of that one too.
Yeah, that one was really terrifying.
They found that family.
Yeah, the whole family were mauled.
They talk about Dogman maybe being kind of related to the spiritual part, or maybe skinwalker kind of thing, the Indian burial grounds and all that. And there's a lot of old cemeteries in the LBL. And
oh, yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do with these creatures being there as much as supposedly people say they are? Or even Bigfoots?
I think it goes, because in the Bible it says we battle not against flesh and blood, but powers and principalities, and, you know, basically what Paul was referencing to is we are in a constant battle against supernatural forces. So I think it has, I think it's both. I think it's a mixture of, it was a supernatural, I believe they are, that they have ties with the supernatural and with spirits, and spirits animals don't have protections like humans do when it comes to being possessed or afflicted by spirits or a demonic entity. They enter animals really easily because animals have no protection against it like we do. So that's what I think happens too. That's just another theory of mine.
You definitely want to come across a dogman or a werewolf with rabies, right?
Definitely wouldn't want that. No, because it might. Yeah, I have a theory about that too, but I'll just keep that to myself.
Okay. What else? What else about Dogman can you tell us?
Well, I think they have retractable claws, because I watched the one in Plymouth. I watched its claws slightly extend, like a cat, and they make this popping sound when they rise to their when they stand up. That actually happens. You actually do a popping sound, and it's a loud snap. But unless you were there and you heard it, it is a disturbing sound. Really disturbing. Like, it's just kind of grotesque.
So have you ever been back to that area where you saw this creature the first time?
Oh, yeah. A couple times. I would take Scooter there because when we needed a break from like San Francisco, we'd just hop in the car and go back to the valley and go visit there, because he really loved it there. So I didn't want to stop going there because he liked it there, you know. So that's the only reason why I went back. So I was, of course, out there looking for tracks and stuff like that, and I found a few. So
you weren't afraid to run into this creature again, you're saying, or?
I was afraid, yeah, but I had to put it past me. Now, the PTSD was already there. Once you get it, it kind of never goes away. And so I was having some anxious thoughts, and I had a couple panic attacks, but then I just prayed it out. I prayed against it, and got me through it, and my faith is good now. So am I afraid of them now? No, because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So that's why I'm not afraid of them anymore. Do I want to see another one? Oh, no. No, thank you.
You don't want to see one. Okay. I don't blame you.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
most of the maulings that happen that I believe are dogmen, there's more than one involved. I think 2 or 3 of them.
You know, they probably travel in a pack if they're around each other, right? Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, yeah. You know, they also use the railroad system to travel into. They go into urban settings all the time. All the time. It happens all the time. Parents get kids will go to their parents and tell them, I saw a monster outside my window, and they say, oh, it's just overactive imagination. I don't know why parents think that. That drives me crazy. When they don't believe their kids. And you need to listen to your kids, especially when they're at a really young age. They're not old enough to come up with lies yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Kids are some of the most truthful people till they grow up.
Until they grow up, right?
You know?
Yeah, but they use the railroad system. Oh, I forgot about this one. I had an encounter with dogmen while I was visiting, where was I? Nebraska. I was outside the hotel, and across from the hotel was this patch of woods. And I didn't see the dogman itself. I just saw a bunch. And when I say a bunch, it was a bunch of red eyes, glowing eyes without a light source in the tree line. It was pretty cool and freaky at the same time. And I thought, okay, I know what you guys are. And they're really tall, so they weren't like a wolf or a bear, or they were on their hind legs, or they were standing up on 2 feet. They're very tall, and they kept bobbing side to side and doing these weird sporadic movements. It was pretty wicked.
Do you think that could have been Bigfoot?
Maybe. Because, like I said, I didn't actually see the creature, but it was acting really weird. And the dogman that I seen didn't act like that. You know, so it very well could have been Bigfoot, but it was a whole bunch of them.
People have told us if you want to have an encounter, if you want to see a Bigfoot, cruise the railroad tracks. Because it's easy for these creatures, whether it be a Bigfoot, dogman, whatever, to go up and down these tracks. You know what's on each side of the railroad tracks for the most part in a lot of places? It's woods, right?
Yeah.
Just areas where people don't go. So if a creature's traveling down the road, the tracks, a train comes in, get off the side and hide, but eventually, they're going to come across the town where they could just come, shoot in and out of that area, you know, check things out at nighttime. So maybe traveling the tracks at night with a flashlight, maybe you'd see something.
Yeah. Since my dog died, he was really sick for a while. So I was taking care of him. So I didn't get out much and do anything, and doing the investigations. I wasn't even answering emails. So, but I'm answering them now. So,
yeah, I'm sorry about that. I hate to hear that. So if someone has a dogman encounter, you say they shoot you an email or something like that?
Yeah.
What's your email?
It's be.viper.78@gmail.com.
Okay, or they can probably find you on Facebook, I'm guessing, right? Jason Corona?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They can send me a message on Facebook.
Gotcha.
I don't mind helping people that have and talking to people that have had these encounters, because it gives me a chance to witness to them and talk to them about Christ and bringing him into their lives so they don't have to be afraid of these nightmares that they have from that terrible experience that they went through.
Well, we want to thank you for being here with us tonight, Jason. It's good talking to you about these Dogman encounters, man.
Thank you for the invite.
No problem. And again, you can find your books on Amazon, Dogman Encounters, and just search your name, Jason Corona, like the beer you said, huh?
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, I looked a few of them up. I'll check them out.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, Jason, you take care, man. If anything happens, let us know.
All right, bye-bye.
Can you imagine going through that, what that guy went through with him and his dog? You're in a van, you're hanging out in a campground, and you see this creature walk out, and then it starts circling your van, and then it stands up. I mean, I knew when I asked him, I was like, were you in the front seat? He's like, no, I was in the back seat. I would have been too. I mean, totally terrified.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what do you do if it shit your pants? I would have.
What about people camping in that campground, man? I mean, what stops this thing from hurting or killing anything or anyone?
Yeah.
We've had so many encounters with this creature.
I know. It seems to be getting more and more, too, as we go along.
I mean, I'm scared to go in the woods these days and look for Bigfoot, but part of me says, you know what?
I mean, we're gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Pretty scary stuff.
Anyway, it was awesome having Jason on the show. Talking about that werewolf encounter he had. Cool hanging out with you as always. Till next time.
Yep. See ya.